Alrighty. Okay, we should be live. All right, guys. So, hope you're having a good night. My name is Nick Jackson, for those of you guys who don't know me, and I've got Jen Ryder here with me, who's going to be teaching us today all the tips and tricks of how to brand yourself, how to get the best results, how to attract people to you on social media. So, glad we have the expert here tonight to teach us. But just to start off, I started this group on this Facebook group really back in March or April, thinking that it would develop into a group for my team to start building on social media. And little did I know, now we'd have 1,000+ people in here. I mean, that was always the goal, right? Being successful doing this and being able to build a business. So with that, it's getting a little busy, right? So we've got the group in here with all the training materials. So you guys want to make sure all of your new people are plugging into this group. We do these live 10 at 10s every single night, Monday through Friday at 10 p.m. And then as far as getting your post boosted, I just want to share this with everybody. We're at month end, so everybody's pushing hard, putting in a lot of activity. And so you guys just need to keep in mind that for you and for everybody in your team, it's your responsibility to get your post boosted. So what you want to do is, what I'm doing is honestly, every 5 to 10 minutes during the busy hours in the evening, I resend my posts and I ask for how many more comments that I need, because so many posts are flying through those boosting rooms that if you guys don't, if you're not on top of it, those will just get buried and your people won't be able to get all the comments they need to get the best results. And so make sure you're just coaching your team and your people of how to get best results, how to boost, and having them step up and take ownership for their own posts and being able to get those going. So other than that, with it being month end, you guys should all make sure you talk with your sponsor and find out how many points you have right now and what it's going to take to get to your next promotion, so you can put more money in your pocket and progress in the compensation plan. And so, we've done that with most of you guys now, but you'll want to make sure to do that so you can really position yourself to make the most amount of money from the effort and time that you're putting into your new skin business. And so with that being said, I want to introduce Jen. So Jen, I actually, she popped up as a suggested friend on Facebook. I added her, we got in a little conversation, and she said, oh, the toothpaste thing, that's new skin? And I was like, yeah, pretty awesome, right? I'm going to turn this up a little bit. What do you know about new skin? And she's like, oh, just like all those other MLMs out there that, they promise you the world and no one ever makes any money and blah, blah, blah. And so I said, okay, cool. Well, it's probably not for you, right? I kind of took it away from her, and she called me out. So she actually does some sales training, and recruiting is actually her job, working for Citywide Home Loans. And so she actually called me out, and she's like, oh, so you're doing the takeaway method on me? Like, don't you know who I am? And but guess what? It still worked. And she was like, well, you can stop the sales tactics, but by the way, like, I do want to learn more. And so Jen is someone that inspires me. She's a mother of 2 kids. She works her butt off at her day job. She works her guts out at her new skin business, and just has a really big vision of what she's building for herself and for her family. And so, Jen, if you just want to introduce yourself. And then Jen made a big commitment to come to our big last event called Social Success Summit. She bought a ticket. She rearranged her life and her schedule to be there, to really invest in herself. And so, Jen, if you just want to introduce yourself real quick and just share, what was your biggest takeaway from Success Summit?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm Jen Ryder on Facebook. So you guys are more than welcome to add me. But as far as the Success Summit, one of the biggest takeaways was just watching how many people, the biggest thing that I took away is that this just really requires a good positive attitude and consistency. There were so many people who, and I don't mean this to be demeaning in any way, so I apologize if I don't articulate this well, but I just noticed, I was like, gosh, all of the millionaires going up on stage, or, the rubies or the lapis, none of them, are any more capable than I am, or Nick is, or the people on my team. They're not smarter, or really, it really dawned on me that to make it in this business is just a commitment to succeed, a commitment to have a good, strong, positive attitude, a commitment to stay consistent, and a commitment to work hard. And that was like, I was like, oh, like, you don't have to have any really special skills or be like, have 5 bazillion friends on Facebook to make this happen or make this work. You really just have to stick with it. So that's the biggest thing I took away.
Yeah, awesome. And you've done that. So Jen started right at the last couple of days of May and just became an executive this last month. So in about a month and a half became an executive. And so she's got a team that's just blossoming underneath her with some really great leaders in Kristen and others that are coming and working hard. And so having said that, Jen, about Success Summit, I want everybody to know about the next big event. It's called Team Social, Team Elite University. It's going to be in Provo at the Nu Skin headquarters on August 18th to 19th. So that's a Friday and a Saturday. Friday from 1 o'clock until 6 p.m. and then Saturday from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. So what's going to happen there and why should you be there? You're going to hear from top corporate leaders, from top scientists about our products. There's going to be panels of all sorts of people just like you and me that are having a lot of success on social media, sharing their story, sharing what's working. And you're going to have leaders that have earned 1, 5, 10, 20 plus million on stage, teaching you step by step how to build a business. And so if you're thinking that you want to do anything beyond make just an extra, just casually post, if you want to make an extra $500 to $1,000+ per month, what you need to do is you need to set your schedule right now. You need to rearrange your schedule so you can be there, because this event is going to compress, honestly, months worth of you trying to figure out how to do this. And one of the biggest things is compress months of you actually gaining the confidence and belief in yourself and in this business to be able to make a decision that you're going to do this 100%. Because the thing that holds most people back is they never really commit, they never dive in. There's always some resistance, always some hesitancy, and they never get really the results and just feel like things are flowing like they like them to, because they haven't just kind of given into the process and made that decision that they're going to do it 100%. And so this event will do that for you. And if you're a leader, if you've got people on your team, you should be thinking about how many people on your team you're going to bring to that event. And so we've talked about a couple of things now. Really, the purpose of this call is for Jen. Now, she is really becoming an expert in how to brand yourself on social media, how to get more engagement on your posts, how to attract people to you, and really best practices for building your business on social media. So I'm just going to let you take over the time, Jen, and share your tips with us.
Thank you. So first and foremost, I just a little bit of background with social media. I'm obsessed with social media. I love it. I've read books on it, and I actually started doing some social media marketing really big for one of the biggest real estate teams in Utah County, Jared Fields Real Estate, and then I ran a couple of other social media pages, and so I kind of learned how like the algorithms worked, and I kind of learned how to run pages and stuff. But I've learned so much in the time that I've been with Nu Skin that's been so fun. And some of the things that I'm noticing, I'm just going to go over a couple of bullet points that I really think need be addressed and that are going to be super helpful and create more engagement and bring a larger audience, because that's what we want. We want everybody to see your posts, right? So the first thing that I've noticed, clean up your pages. Don't have anything negative. I think it's important to be authentic and show who you are. But who wants to scroll through your timeline or their newsfeed or their timeline and hear about crappy traffic or crappy snow or crappy rain or crappy this or crappy day? Like nobody wants to read that. It just creates a negative vibe and a negative energy. And you're most of the times you're going to get an unfollow, or if anybody does engage with the negativity, it's going to be negative, right? Like attracts like. And so it's very important to make sure that everything is just super positive on your page. And even if it's maybe a less than bad day, how were you able to turn your negative into a positive? So if you're going to be authentic in yourself and you maybe had a less than perfect day, then it's super important to talk about what you were able to do to overcome that, if that makes sense. Make sure your grammar is good. Make sure you have clean bullet points. Make sure nothing's too busy. And good, nice, clean, bright pictures. If you have pictures that you're posting that are fuzzy or have like a bad, what's the word I'm looking for? Like bad pixels, they're just not fun to look at. They're not inviting. They're not warm. They're not engaging. So that's the first thing that I think is super important. Like go through your page, and if you have negative posts or if you have stuff that it's not pleasing to the eye, just get rid of it. Open up your page. So make 90% of your posts public. I understand it's still Facebook and you're wanting to keep some things private. I am a single mom. I have 2 young children. obviously I don't want to open up that whole entire world. In fact, I've kind of limited that kind of stuff because I'm turning my Facebook into a business page. And so I still want to share pieces and portions of my life, but you also want to keep it safe. So you do have the option to allow people to follow your feed. And so anything that you post as public, your followers can see, but anything that's posted as private, only your friends can see. So if you need any help on how to turn on your followers, I can certainly help you out with that. Um, and make sure that things are just kind of open and not closed off. Because if I go to somebody's page, in fact, I visited somebody's page today. I noticed somebody had mentioned in the social media trading group, they're like, oh, I haven't sold any. And I visited this particular person's page, and you couldn't send a friend request, you couldn't send a message, you couldn't see a profile picture. It was like a picture that was, uploaded maybe from the internet, and you could see just their toothpaste posts. And so that's not super, it's not going to attract you to that, if that makes sense. The third thing is I'm seeing a lot of business post after business post after business post, and I don't see anything like personal or good quotes, or it's just business after business after business. And so I don't know if it is working for those particular people, but I'm a big fan of the 80-20 rule. In fact, I was taught to make 80% of your posts positive quotes or good fun pictures out and about and hiking or at the gym or out with friends or whatever else, and then to make 20% of your posts business related. Because as people are scrolling through your feed, they're not going to just want to see toothpaste after toothpaste after toothpaste and visit your page and that's all that it is. Like, it becomes very redundant, and it's also a big repellent. So any of you that might be doing that, it's just a suggestion, but it really can. It's like lighting one of those citronella candles, and the mosquitoes are just going to go away. So you want to attract people because you want them to buy from you, right? And so I've even followed a rule. I've set kind of a standard for my team where I put together, okay, so one every, I wish I had it pulled up, one every, so if you do you can, like a rule of thumb, you can do 5 to 6 personal posts, do a product post, do 5 to 6 personal posts, do a recruiting post, do 5 to 6 personal posts, if that helps. One other thing is be you. There's a lot of us that are selling the toothpaste and the mask and the lip plumper, and I'm starting to kind of bring some of the supplements in. So if you have one friend that has 4 friends that are with Nu Skin, what's going to make them want to buy from you? And really, you have to remember, like, you are your brand. You're walking around as your brand. You're representing yourself as your brand. You're being your brand. So be